All right. You're welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to BTS podcast. This is Benu on Filter with my main man in the house. I got a friend with me in the house, my longtime American friend. He's also a good podcaster. I can say he's a natural born podcaster. Okay, I got in the house with
I,
me.
I'm not be American. I'm a full Nigerian. No.
Oh boy. All right.
I be Omo Igbo.
Omo ina. Kedu.
I be Igbo mano to the call.
Yeah. That's my man, Bruce Eze, right there. Nana Eze is a very great guy, my friend, my buddy, colleagues, everything. Bruce Lee, it's good to have you on BDS podcast. How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure, man. I don't know you're gonna be coming. Then when I hear you coming, I'm like, okay, good. Bruce can
You
come.
don't catch me.
Yeah, I don't catch you where I want you. Okay, Bruce. Let's just look at a couple of things. Since we're gonna be chatting a lot.
I might I'll sip my stuff.
No, you're good, man. Do you, bro? Well, I'm gonna sip my water.
It's just saying I water there inside there.
Oh boy, now water. See my eye now. My eye they clear now. Mom, where do you come to insinuate? So my eye
I'm
clear.
just people say there different things in their cup, so you never know.
For real?
I know they see them.
But this is not Nigeria now. Now for Nigeria, now we try.
I hear it pass. I hear it pass.
Oh, Bruce Lee, man, I can't laugh. You don't start again, my brother. Okay, Bruce. We're gonna look at a couple of things real quick. The first one on my list is this problem surrounding information hoarding. You know, um, let's talk about information hoarding and how it affect African immigrants, especially my brothers and sisters from Nigeria, Ghana, and a host of other African countries, Cameroon, Kenya, and all that. But I think information hoarding is kind of common among Nigerians, and you've been in this country as long, even further than I am. So we both know how information hoarding has affected us. Now, to start with, for those who don't know what information hoarding it's all about, literally, information hoarding is when you have access to a beneficial information and you decided to hold back. You don't want to share with your friends, loved ones, or probably people from the same region with you. And in case of African immigrants in the United States, information holding usually affected us mostly in terms of seeking jobs, um, residency, financially, how to go about credit cards, usage, and all that. And sometimes when we come here, when we see other African brothers, especially like we who happen to be Nigerians, when we see Nigerians like us, we'll feel like, oh, cool, I found my brothers. But most time they don't share. So having you here today, Bruce, um, how do you think this has affected our community?
I think it's affected us a lot. But let me say this. I think especially us Nigerians, we are very competitive with each other. And more so to like financial competition. Not necessarily anything else, just financial competition. Everybody's trying to get ahead of somebody else. We want to be big man.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be chief. So the information hoarding has to do with like financial information or gameful anything that will make you make more money.
Yeah.
That's when Nigerians tend to hoard. I'll say Nigerians, I know other Africans too, but I'm more specific about Nigerians. We tend to hide information about financial gain, financial prosperity, how to make money. So that's what we hide. But every other aspect, I don't think we hoard that much. Not saying we don't, but we don't hoard that much, but especially when it comes to money. Yeah, a Nigerian man will hide information from you. They're trying to get ahead of you.
Yeah, but come to think about it, the main reason we're here is to make money. That's why we're
Yes,
here.
yes. So, that, like I said, we are very, we are very competitive. Everybody wants to be a big man to somebody.
Okay.
If just look at this way, that's how we think. I'm not saying it's the right thing. I have a need to make money. I'm trying to get ahead of you. I'm trying to make you to be my boy. That's how Nigerians think. Let me be the chairman. I want to be. Hey, if I dey go occasion, hey, chief, so and so person is coming in.
It's a guru guru one.
Yes. So they hold whatever they have to get ahead of you financially. But we're not sharing information. Your idea and my idea are different. We might share something. I might have another perspective to how that thing might work better.
Yes.
But typical Nigerians, it's the competition helps us, but it kind of brings us down a little bit. I'm not saying I'm innocent. Everybody does that. I'm trying to get financially ahead of everybody. It's that competition in us. And me being an Igbo man, now I own wars pass. Igbo man no believe say person being kicked. He wants to be that big man, chief. So we tend to hide, information about finances or how to make money, how to, when let me give you an example. Cryptocurrency, when it started, I've never had any of my friends or anybody call me and say, hey, oh boy, you don't hear about this crypto. Hey, let's do this, let's do this. I heard so nobody will share anything like that with you. So when they're already ahead of you. You get that? How many people called you about cryptocurrency?
Nope. Nobody. Nope.
That you tell me that there's no Nigerian that is dealing with cryptocurrency.
Oh, bro, I know a lot of them.
But the only time they'll share that information with you when they're already ahead of you.
Yes. You're absolutely correct. I remember I didn't get to know much about cryptocurrency. I don't even know people who have already invested a lot in it. Even my colleagues at work, friends, and some other people, nobody is talking about it until 2000 and I think it's 2001 around May. Is it May or February? I know there was a huge crypto crash in 2001. When that crashed happened, just like we have it right now, crypto is Bitcoin is around how much now? I think Bitcoin is like 19,000, 21,000 now, all the way from 60. Now it's like 21,000. So last year when Bitcoin dropped to like $17,000, that's when I saw some of my friends at work. They were squeezing their face. They're no longer smiling. And I'll be like,
kind of wondering what's
exactly.
Going on, yeah.
So I'm like, dude, what's going on? What happened? Then it'd be like, you don't see crypto. You don't see the crypto don't chop my money. And I'm like, yeah.
Are you like, hey, you invested? I didn't know you buy anything. You didn't tell me you bought anything in crypto.
We are here together in United States. We see at work. We're friends. You don't even talk about it. You don't even mention it. So I 100% agree with you that it's probably maybe we want to get high. We want to get ahead of each other. That's why we failed to share stuff like this with each other. And now, looking at it broadly as a community, how has this affected us? Because when I say as a community, I want us to look at the Indians, for instance, the Chinese, those other races. I want us to look at what they did and how they did help each other in trying times. But this is not the case with us. So how do you think information hoarding is having negative effect on us?
Let me use a case example. Like, I don't live in other cities. I know in Austin, there are more Indian restaurants in Austin than African or Nigerian restaurants.
Yeah.
And there's not trying to be discriminating, gas stations. I would say Indians or let me say Asians, Indians, Bangladeshis, or I don't know whether Sri Lanka. They own a lot of gas stations. They must have seen something, and they tell each other, "Hey, this is lucrative. We can invest money. We could come together and invest money and do this together." Yeah.
Yes.
But how many Nigerians do you know own a gas station in America?
Hmm.
In Austin? I don't know about other. Let me just say Austin. How
Hmm.
many other businesses do you think Nigerians own
Yeah.
in Austin? You can hardly find any. We
Hmm.
will have about maybe one or two, three restaurants,
But
Nigerian restaurants.
there's
So
nothing like a community business
it's
or
not, no, no, no.
yeah.
Everybody's trying to get ahead of the other person. And if the other person like, oh, let me say you're doing a food restaurant business, and hey, I've found this thing. This is a niche. Hey, we can bring our money together and start up this business together,
Mhm.
or we could put all our monies in one pot and start this business, make it bigger. It doesn't happen. I'm just giving you a prime example. You talked about Indians.
Yeah.
Gas station. How many Nigerians own a gas station here?
Maybe we're afraid of the fire.
Maybe so. I don't know.
we
uh,
might we might probably be afraid that it's
uh,
gonna
eh,
catch fire.
well, there's insurance to cover that, so that
Yeah.
shouldn't be an excuse.
Actually, I want to pick up on what you just mentioned about we not having community business. Last year, when somebody brushed the idea of a community business, and I was actually invited to join a group. It's called a GWB, Generation Wealth Builders.
Hmm.
So, what attracted me to the group was the idea that Africans we can come together, 250 of us, and we can contribute money monthly, and after a year we start investing with that money. So when I was invited, I jump on it. I'm like, no way, I'm gonna be part of this, come rain, come sunshine. So everybody comes together, and within 6 months we have the 250 members, and so far so good. The group is doing fine, it's moving forward, it has registered itself as a corporation, which
Hmm.
is good. And I mean a corporation of which each member has a share. You have a few numbers of
Well,
shares in it.
let me stop you. How
Okay.
long have you guys been doing this now?
It's been going almost 2 years now, but
Well,
we start officially.
and you people are raising money. Have been raising money for that 2 years.
Yes.
Okay, what what have you guys invested in?
Oh, that's cool too.
What ideas has have members of that group brought to the table that
Cool.
you can invest in?
Yeah, there are so many ideas. Although I can't discuss the
Okay.
I can't discuss the business idea because it has not been executed yet.
Uh,
But really,
ding, 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 ding,
no, no, no,
ding.
no, 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 no,
Information hoarding.
no. Yeah.
Hey,
No,
private.
no, no. This is about confidentiality, Bruce. It's about confidentiality. I can't
Oh, really?
disclose. Yeah, I can disclose it until they have executed what they are working on now. But it's very
But I
brilliant.
might have an. I'm not a member. I'm not a member. I might have. If you tell me, I might have. Hey, I might know this. I might. My idea might work in, and I might be a part of the group. Isn't
Yeah.
that part of sharing the information?
Yeah, I can share with you off camera,
Oh, okay.
but I can't
Not,
share
not,
it on
not, no.
camera.
Okay.
Yeah, after this show, I can actually tell you more about it.
Okay.
But they are doing great though,
Okay.
and I think what really makes it work is the fact that it comprises of Africans from different countries. It's not just Nigerians,
Yes.
Kenya, or Ghana. No, everybody. So far, you are from Africa.
Mhm.
You are part of GWB, and it's working fine. It's encouraging. In fact, I think once the group finish some of the stuff they are working on right now, they're
Mhm.
gonna throw the door open again and admit more members. And the cool thing is that the amount each person contributed was kind of insignificant, but at the end of the day, it was a lot. I can't
Okay.
believe it. So that is just an example of community, how information hoarding can affect our community negatively. So if you have to talk to those who are elders, because sometimes that information holding is paramount among those who's been here 30 years, 20 years, 15 years.
Not necessarily true. They young people too. They have information. They won't let you know. Like Bitcoin. All those people, those older people, they don't know anything about Bitcoin. It's people
Yeah.
my age that were dealing with Bitcoin. They knew about Bitcoin, but nobody will
Yeah.
call you tell you anything about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
The only reason I've been known about, I'm guilty of this. I'm not, I kind of absolving myself from all these things.
Okay.
But the I knew about Bitcoin, but not necessarily. Yeah, Bitcoin years back when it was nothing. But I didn't know what it was. It was there, but I didn't know what it was. I didn't invest. I didn't buy anything.
Me too.
And then all of a sudden, when I started hearing about Bitcoin, was when it already blew.
Very
Everybody knew
blue.
about it.
A lot of people are cashing out
Yeah.
already.
So, but then there were people that were already investing in that business long before it started, becoming popular. Now,
Yeah.
people that knew about this and read about it and did everything, they wouldn't tell you. They just want to get ahead of you. I can understand there's risk to it, but at least share your information. It's up to the individual to
To
if they want
decide
to,
if
yeah,
they
if they
want
want
it
to
or
take the
not.
risk or not. I didn't hear anything about Bitcoin again. Actually, I heard about Bitcoin when I think I was on my way back to America. I went to Nigeria. I think it was like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. I was at the airport. The guy who was next to me was looking at this thing. The thing jumped. I think it jumped from like 30 something to like 49,000 or 50. I was watching it.
Wow.
So and then the dude was we're about to board a plane, and he was talking about it and how much he invested. He was telling me about Ethereum or whatever, whatever. I didn't that it was already everybody already knew about it. So that's how I kind of knew about cryptocurrency and all those stuff.
And people have made their money.
So and then it was all over the place at that time. When everybody's jumping in the whole thing, the thing was about to crash anyway. So
Yeah. Okay, now let's look at this from another angle. Job. You know, um, professionally, I'm a nurse. You are a nurse too. But one thing I used to say is that if some of these are Nigerian brothers, uncles, aunties,
mhm,
if they have really opened my eyes, like
mhm,
people who came in probably the same time I came to United States,
mhm.
if they have shared with us that, hey, guy, there are other lucrative jobs, there are other professional certifications you can actually grab and you make solid money out of it. Maybe I would have been a nurse, but then nobody shares. After I've been to
um,
college, suffered through school, everything, started working as a nurse, that's when I discovered that if you went into IT, you are talking about
w-
real cool money.
well, I would say this, and like I said, I think the hoarding thing is mainly like financial. The job aspect. I remember when I first came, everybody was like healthcare, nothing, 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 nothing.
Okay.
Everyone was talking about healthcare, nothing, and I can understand why nothing. Healthcare. You can leave a job today and the next day you get another one. There's
Agreed. Yeah,
you,
less discrimination. I
yeah,
get
less
that.
less discrimination. You could always They always high in demand. IT engineering lately they are, but you have to attend certain kind of certification. You have to attend a certain kind of knowledge for you to move around, for you to be in that high demand, and for you to get that kind of money.
Okay.
Not necessarily they didn't tell me that. I knew what I knew then, and people knew, but IT wasn't lucrative at that time. Oh,
You think so?
if you ask me, they were now these boys are how much these guys are making every month.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. Like, if someone had told me that's how much they made, I don't think they were making that much. There's Tesla, all these big companies, Tesla, Apple. When did iPhone come out? iPhone came out how many years ago?
Yeah.
Tesla, Apple, all those big Google. They were in the biggest company. It was oil company that was taking over. It was like nothing or go do like oil, work in the oil fields or something like that.
Yeah.
But in the last, let's say 5 to 6 years, a tech boom, Tesla, Samsung, Apple, they have
Amazon,
Amazon, they have overtaken
almost
the
everything.
traditional, that
E-commerce,
So they've taken over and they are making so much money.
a lot of it. A lot of
So
it.
because technology has evolved, has changed, it's very more lucrative than say nursing now. But
Yeah.
not that they didn't win. They were engineering, they were IT jobs, but it wasn't paying as it is now.
Yeah.
So everybody's switching. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think that was like information hoarding. It was mainly in that everybody, nothing was. easy to
Yeah.
attain. You don't have to go to 4-year college. IT now, you could just do certification, but then it was a lot easier. Nursing was a lot easier. You could get in, there's no discrimination as long as you can know how to put a needle in somebody,
Stick them.
or or give pills. Read
Yeah.
their chart and check vitals. You should be fine. I'm not saying that's all it is about nursing,
Mm.
but those basic things, you could always get a job somewhere.
Yeah, you're right. You're
So
right.
not necessarily they were holding, but now IT has taken over, and that because Tesla is back when we came here, there was no Tesla car, there was no electric car company.
Yeah.
He was not there. So and now Tesla, I don't know what the number is now. They're making so
Oh,
much money.
they have too much demand that
Yeah,
they can't even meet in the
there
next
was
2 3
no,
years.
but YouTube was still starting when I first came here. So Google weren't,
Weren't
like
that
I
much
said,
of a
yeah,
big deal.
yeah, tech has evolved.
And social
As
media wasn't as crazy as it
Yeah,
is
so
right
tech
now.
has evolved now. There's so many tech companies now. Everything is now online. Everything is now streamed. Everything is now on cloud.
Okay.
So I can understand why there's a boom now. It wasn't,
Mm.
like that back then.
All right. So if you have to advise someone who just came in, an immigrant who just came in newly and want to start his life, what are like the three types of job you would recommend he
I
should
wouldn't recommend
focus on?
anything. That's mistake people make.
Information hoarding.
No, 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 no. Let me finish. I'm not recommending anything. Find what you're good at.
Okay.
A mechanic that fixes car makes money. The person that cuts my hair,
Yeah.
the guy told me, I'm not gonna tell his name. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna tell how much he told me he makes.
Wow.
Guys, know how much a guy makes in a month cutting hair.
You freaking kidding me, bro?
Cutting hair. He works for himself. My
Mm.
thing is like my advice is find whatever you love doing, whatever you're good at. Do it better than the next person.
So you're not gonna recommend
I'm not
any feed
recommending.
they should follow?
I'm not recommending anything. Not everybody can do. Everybody's trying to jump into IT. Not everybody can do IT.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do IT. Just the same. Not everybody can be a doctor. Not everybody can be a nurse. Not everybody can be
Of
an
course,
engineer.
you're right.
So me recommending what you cannot do.
You're right. I know of a friend who told me he's a man and he's like, Ben, I can stand blood.
Yes.
When he discovered that I'm actually working as a nurse, he's like, hey Ben, I can't stand blood.
Yeah, not all
I,
nurses deal with blood though.
yeah, like I would have loved to go into nursing, but what if somebody had a cut and I have to take care of it? I can't stand. I'm like, well, it's your choice, bro. Where I'm coming from, we deal with blood every day, not physical blood, but you see blood to survive. So it's not big deal to me.
Yeah, my thing is not.
Oh
I'm
God.
not recommending. I think that's a mistake people do. Don't try and do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Don't do what
I think
everybody. Don't do what
just
everybody
find
else
your
is doing.
part, find your
Just
part
find
and follow it.
what you're very good at, what you know you can do.
Yeah.
Or more to pay you. You live in a country where if you do what you're doing and doing it better than the next person, it will
Yeah.
pay you. It will
Yeah.
pay you.
I remember when I was going to school and I had to quit my job and drive Uber.
Mhm.
There are guys that are killing it
Of
every
course.
week in, week out.
Of course.
I mean, initially when I started driving Uber, I was making like maybe 250, 300 a week. But then when I hung out with these guys, we actually
They
met
make
close to airport.
3,000 a week.
Man, they show me the route, the timing, where to be. I get to download some other app like how to track airlines, knowing where the passengers gonna be available. After doing that,
Pimp your ride, put some entertainment,
oh man,
people get a lot of tips.
I started making a lot of money from that.
Yes.
So just I'm just supporting what you're saying, that do what suits you.
What suits you? Yeah.
Yeah, just find your niche, what you think you are
Let me give you
comfortable
an
with,
example.
and do it.
How many tellers do we have in Austin? There's no teller.
Bro, you just mentioned one big issue right
Can
now.
you imagine somebody coming here that knows how to sew clothes,
Hmm.
both male and female, and then you start importing clothes? Or more, you make a killing here in Austin alone.
Yes.
Like when I mean like come and sew clothes, not just do nonsense. Just be very, like I said, be like what you're doing. Be very good at it.
Passionate
Be
about
passionate about it.
Yeah.
Don't waste people's time. Be on time.
Be professional.
Be professional. Deliver product. Market yourself. Yeah, almost in Austin here that we live. I can't. I don't know unless you know somebody. I don't know.
Oh,
I sold most of my clothes in Nigeria. Do you know
wow.
the headache of doing all that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes you have to wait till you travel for you to sew clothes.
Mhm. It's
And
it's it's
and
probably one of the problem I'm having too. I don't wear native because most time when they sew the native, it doesn't fit like I want it.
yes, so you can imagine that someone that comes here from that. Let's say somebody you're saying somebody coming here and you know how to sew clothes. Just in your head, imagine
Um,
your friends or our friends.
by the time you clear Houston, clear Dallas,
You're
clear
going.
Austin, clear everywhere,
Ben, you're going.
Waco, Temple, everywhere.
Ben, you're going far.
Bruce, you serious? So
Austin alone. Austin alone. Our
you're
friends,
you're
our group
right.
of friends that we meet, that we see, that want to
Yeah.
sew clothes. Just imagine how much you'll be making.
I know because many times when people want to do weddings, have an event, group event, everything, they have to order the clothes all the way from
Mhm.
Nigeria. And then I covered a sister 50th birthday recently.
Mhm.
And all the clothes she sewed in Nigeria that she was gonna use at the event, they lost it at the airport. It was a disaster. The good thing was that she had backups. She already ordered some clothes previously before that day, but the main clothes she was gonna wear with her friends, everybody, they couldn't get it. So now, just to buttress what you're saying, if we have had a tailor right here, those clothes lost 1 week before the event. The tailor can still
The person
produce
wouldn't even
almost
try.
everybody.
The person wouldn't even thinking about going to Nigeria to go sew clothes. They will sew the clothes here.
Exactly.
Like I
Exactly.
said, you have to know what you're doing,
Hmm.
market yourself, be very passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like like sewing clothes involves a lot. You can order quality materials from Nigeria. Let's say that you want like normal clothes where they sew for Nigeria. You could
Yeah.
bring those clothes here. You could order them. Have someone that's constantly bringing them. You're not missing out on materials. Your materials are always there. People will come in. You have a shop. People come in the measurements and okay, you come and pick up your clothes so and so time. That day the person is coming and they're picking up their clothes. Not hey, come
Mm.
today, come. That's problem with mostly Nigerian services. It's
Yeah.
horrible.
They don't
And then
deliver on
they
time.
will take in too much demand and they won't even meet. So if you're sewing, okay, hey, I have had enough. No, hey, I can't do this now. Give the person the time now so that on that day, the person is coming, they're picking up their clothes and it's exactly what they want and how they want it.
Yeah.
Your business will grow.
Yeah.
Your business,
That's it.
and then you can seek for like if it's getting bigger, you could build it, bring more people in, they help. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, person where they cut my hair, how much the guy they sold for in small garage? God told me how much he was making a month. On my, I think about my life. I said, me, we go school. So
And tell you what, people will be booking appointment to come to his
that
barber shop.
people
They
they call him
yeah.
coming, and he's always busy.
Yeah.
And he works at his own pace, at his own
Yeah.
time. There's sometimes you will call him and tell him, hey, I job guy, they busy. I won't go pick up my children.
Wow.
He works at his own pace. He's still making his money. So the person and you
Hmm.
compare the person and person when they do IT. To me, they are making the guy is working for himself. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing. He's
Yes.
living. You're working for.
He's the master of himself.
Yeah, he wake up when he wants to wake up, work how many hours he wants
Okay.
to work. So
All right, Bruce. That's a very interesting one there. I've learned a couple of things. That's why I always like chatting with you, man. You are a reservoir of knowledge. The thing just they pop
I
out,
still
pop
they learn.
out.
No, I they learn from Una. Hmm? I
Okay,
they learn from
Bruce.
Una.
We're gonna look at something else now.
Mhm.
This is gonna be our second topic, and the next thing we're gonna talk about is gonna be relationship. Um, why are you laughing, man?
I know be expert for that one though.
We're gonna talk about relationship, but before then, let's take a short break. All right, you welcome back to BTS podcast. I still have my cool friend in the house, the one and only Bruce. I call him Bruce Lin, but his name is Nana Easy. My paddy day house. So may we talk about relationships small.
Disclaimer: no be expert for relationship. My guy just they drag me for that one. No. Don't listen to me.
I know, man, but as far as you are a man, a married man for that matter, you will know one or two things about relationship.
I'm still a baby. Now we don't do years.
Uh,
So
we don't they enter menopause for relationship.
and I guess I didn't learn from Muna. Nobody should learn from. I'm not saying anything. Don't,
Okay. Don't worry, we're not gonna go real deep into
yeah,
it.
I'll
We
share
just
what I know, but
we're just
don't
gonna
take.
talk about okay, let's talk about what men want because today I hosted the BTS podcast live show and the topic was what men and women wanted, and people share their opinions, and gladly Bruce is in the studio with me now. He can equally discuss what he think about what men want and what women want, but since we are both men, we're just going to talk about the men aspect of this thing. Okay, Bruce. One of the things we spoke about this afternoon was that I did a survey where I sent question to 120 people, and
Mhm.
I asked the men, 100 men, I asked them, 100 men, I asked them, what do you cherish the most in a relationship? What are those qualities that matters to you in your relationship? Now, 120 of them replied, but I cut it down to 100 because the extra 20 they all go for the same thing. And these guys, at the end of the day, the top five answers we got was peace, respect, communication, and the third one, no, the fourth one is submissiveness,
Mhm.
and I think the last one is romantic. Those are
Uh,
the five things. Yeah. If
Wait,
you want to note it down,
could you
go
say that
ahead.
again? Let me write. You said the first one is what?
The first one is peace.
Mm-hmm.
Those men say they value peace.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, they value respect,
Mm-hmm.
that they want their women to respect them.
Mm-hmm.
Third, they say they appreciate communication.
Okay.
That when they value it, a woman who can actually hold a communication.
Okay.
And then they said number four, they like submissiveness,
Mm-hmm.
and lastly, romance. Now, I was asking them to tell me what they. I was asking the audience on the live show to tell me what did they think is the top answer they gave us. So my co-host Jumi and I, we now analyze each of these answers that the men supplied, and also the live audience also contributed theirs. So I'm going to ask you now, as a man, what why do you think peace is very important
You know,
to men in
funny when you
relationship?
were reading that, the first thing that came to my head. Let me say this: if you ask every man, there's peace, and then everything else comes like fourth or fifth.
Right?
Oh yes, peace is number one. Then you jump a gap 2, 3 before you start naming anything else.
Okay, so why do you think peace is so important
Because
to men?
in the home, because when men like we're conquerors,
Yeah.
we're aggressive.
Hmm.
So when we leave our house, once we leave the door, your aggressive mode is turned on.
Okay.
That's the natural man. You're going to go and conquer. I'm going to go. It's like that mindset. I'm going to go and conquer whatever it is that's out there, whether good or bad. Though, yeah,
Hmm.
you're turning your aggressiveness. You don't go now. Horse you day. So when you leave your house, you're not aggressive mode. You don't want to when you're coming back. Once you enter the door, that aggressiveness is supposed to
Yeah, you
end
want to
there.
leave it outside.
So you don't want to be aggressive outside and aggressive in your own house too. So when
Okay.
you leave, you want to, as long as you step into your door and when I mean stepping your door, like when you're around your wife or whatever,
Yeah.
peace. You don't want to feel like you're about to conquer. Like you want to be
So
aggressive.
so you think those men in my sample, they just want to come home to they just want to come to a peaceful
They want to
home.
turn off that aggressiveness and come back to peace.
Yeah. Okay.
At least
Now
my own opinion. Like I
I
don't
know,
know.
I know, I know. As a man, let me put you on the spot for a minute.
Mhm.
Let us assume now, because I know you have a beautiful wife, very gentle lady. Not that, but I just want you to take the position of men generally now.
Mhm.
So let me ask you: Can you cope with nagging after a day's job?
Ben, I just said what I just said.
I can
Nagging.
hear you. You need to bring your mind to your mouth, man. So tell me, can you cope with nagging after a day's job?
Um, I don't think I can, but I think I can understand.
Right?
Yeah, because there certain things you do as a man, and you come home, your wife will nag about it. You
Okay.
know, it's not like it's gonna be constant.
Right.
That constant one, unnecessary nagging.
Okay. Okay. Let's not go there. Let me just put it this way, because the goal of BTS podcast is informative, educative, and entertainment. So I believe people who gonna come across this podcast, I believe they should be able to learn one or two things from it. Now,
You're saying learn from me. Hey,
yeah, yeah, because you can share your opinion,
okay,
and
I will share my opinion.
they
Yeah.
can learn from. So, as a man, when you come back home from work, what do you expect to meet, especially from your significant other?
Okay, peace. Like all this, most of the things you mentioned here: peace, respect.
No,
Uh,
we're still looking at peace now. How do you think your woman can create peace when you are at home? What are the things women can do that to you think it brings about peace at home?
there's, I know they, because I know men, we naturally we do stupid things. I can understand that, but
Yeah,
there are times to bring certain things up.
yeah.
I think you have to, if you're married to a man, you have to gauge his mood whenever he comes back home, and know
Okay.
when to bring up whatever issue that he had, whatever the man did or did not do.
All right.
You know, and there's a way you could pass your message across without being, like you said, nagging. You
Yeah.
know, but you have to gauge the person you're
Without
with.
creating
Yeah,
unrest in the house.
yeah, you have to gauge the person you're with,
Yeah.
because we always do something. Us men, we always go do something. That one is a given.
Yes.
You know,
we go commit one way or the other.
it's always a given.
Maybe we go to boys hangout and we stay too long before we come back.
Or we forget something where they tell me we'll go get.
Oh, I'm guilty of that one.
So
That one, I'm guilty of it all the time.
so there could be so many things. It's I just gauge how you can pass on that message.
And
That's creating peace. And then when it comes to communication, I don't like somebody put communication here.
yeah.
Men, we're not great communicators. So that's why we need a woman to help us with the communication, because me, I get zero for that one. I'm trying, but I'm zero.
Okay, okay.
So I like how they put communication, because you have to have a partner that's
Right.
communicative.
Okay, now let's talk about respect. Respect mean a lot to a lot of people, and during the show I emphasize the fact that I, for one,
Mhm.
when it comes to what do I valued most about women,
Mhm.
the number one thing for me is respect.
Respect.
I appreciate a woman who is able to respect her man, you know.
Mhm.
Now there were arguments back and forth in the afternoon. I wish I can even open those comments, but let's not go there. Some women are of the opinion that okay, there has to be certain things that you were doing
Mhm.
that will make you earn that respect.
Mhm.
And if you ain't do those stuff,
Mhm.
that respect is not coming.
Mhm.
I partially agree with them, but I'm just saying, like, just like my respondents pointed out, respect is a key thing for
It's
me.
yeah, but respect is end. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
So for me as a man, you have to be doing what a man is supposed to do for you to
Okay.
gain that respect. If you're not doing what you're supposed to do, what I mean doing what you're supposed to do is providing for the family,
Yes.
taking care of your family,
Yes.
bringing food to the table. You know, be responsible, doing the manly stuff that is supposed to be doing in the house. If the woman is doing what a man is supposed to do in the house, how is he supposed to respect you? So to me, respect is end, like they said. So if you're
Yeah.
doing all that, even not just women, even for across the board, if you're doing what you're supposed to, people will respect you. So
Naturally.
yeah. So to me, if you're that one, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, I think it comes natural to them. They'll
Okay.
respect you.
But there are some women that doesn't matter how you tried, it doesn't matter how much what you do, even after protect and provide whatever,
Mhm.
some of them still feel like, hey, we are 50-50, especially here in America. Here in America, women share bills with their husbands, cut across. It doesn't matter whether you are from Africa or anywhere. It's the ill thing in America.
Well,
And
no, I think I'm kind of old school. Make person not catch me, but I know 50-50. Do you?
no, here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to like segregate right here. I don't want to say African and other things. I just want to go general. You know, for we African men, we believe that as a man, you have to take care of your family, you
Mhm,
have to provide and protect.
mhm.
And I don't think a whole lot of African men don't do 50-50 here, though our women still contribute, but it's mostly like the men are doing 80 while the women are taking care of
Don't bad
20%.
for everybody. We'll talk about
Not everybody.
it.
Yeah, but
I know.
African
I know what you mean.
mainly.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should send another survey out to find out how much people are contributing in their houses. But what I'm saying is this: there are some women who believe that if they are contributing up to 40% in the house,
Mhm.
then they don't have any basis to respect their husband. And we know this is common in America. What's your take on that? The matter get leg, right?
You get leg, but like I said, if I don't know how people they live. I don't want to put mad for people matter.
Not be people matter. This
But
is
my own thing,
general
my own thing, because I
thing.
know there's some wives that make more than their
Husband,
husband.
a lot,
But
many of them.
yeah, but I don't think it boils down to like money. I don't think the respecting boils down to like money. There's
Okay,
some other aspects of marriage to me. I'm still a baby in the thing, but I don't think it should be just be boiling to who's bringing the most money. You know,
right.
there's some other things.
Okay, okay. What do you think, women? What are those things you think that if a woman do that, then she's showing respect to her husband? Just basically the simple things that you can easily identify from their behavior or attitude that when they do this, they are kind of respecting their husband.
I guess one thing is, talking to your husband about, what your plans are. You know,
Yep.
even though you guys might have some, communication about it. I'll call it communication, but at least letting your husband know, hey, this. You give him that due respect as the head of the
Yeah.
house. That's one thing. And another thing is understanding him. You know, understand him. When you understand him, you give him that respect.
Cool. Okay, now let's communication is not a big deal. People have been discussing communication all the time, and we know communication is a priority to all men. But if we have to consider communication in this modern day, in this me era, um how would you differentiate between couple? What do you think differentiate a couple who have effective communication from couple who just talk to each other? Because they are not the same thing. Mostly these days, what people do is they talk to each other, talk, and at the end of the day, they get nothing done. It's way different from communication because, like in a communication, you want to tell your partner, hey, I don't like this.
Hmm.
Don't behave like this. I won't do this, don't do that. Or maybe something happened. Maybe your wife behaves somehow or your husband behaves somehow. You want to start something because communication is a process, from a sender to receiver, through a channel, and then there's gonna be feedback. So let's say the husband is keeping late nights and the wife called him and said, darling, I think we need to talk.
Mhm.
Recently I discovered that you keep late nights a lot. Why are you staying
So it shouldn't
late night?
it shouldn't come to that. I think I had a conversation with you sometime.
Yeah.
If you're going somewhere, if you're married, if you're going somewhere, you tell your significant other, hey, I'm gonna go to so and so place. And if
Okay.
there's a change of plan to that thing,
Then you communicate again.
immediately,
Yeah,
hey,
exactly. I do
hey,
that a lot.
hey, would they go here, so and so, would they here? At
All
least your
right.
person will know where you are at any given time.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's supposed to be like if they call your significant other, like, where's your person now? The person can accurately pinpoint where that person is.
Yeah.
So if you're doing that, there's no reason for the person to tell you you're keeping late at night because you know where that
Right.
person is.
Exactly.
You
You
know
have
where
a
that
point.
person is. You know? Because if let's say you come into I'm going to your house and all of a sudden from your house we started going somewhere else. Ah, I'll pick my phone. Hey, so hey, would they go? Are they me and Ben? Would they go so and so place? I don't
Yeah.
know when we go finish. That person won't say that you're keeping late night because you told them where you're going.
Yeah.
And you told them, hey, we might this is who I'm with.
Yeah.
This keeping late at night is the person doesn't know who you are with, where you are.
Then
I mean for here in America, because here
yes.
there's night day doesn't really
It's
make any
almost the
difference. Yeah,
same.
it doesn't really make any difference. You know.
Yeah.
But at least
Yeah.
you the person know, oh, we are so and so place.
Right.
When there's a caveat to that. Maybe you're supposed to come back and help your significant other with something. Even though you told them and you still, that thing is gonna be a big deal. Like say you're cooking or children need to go to sleep or something.
Yeah.
And that's your responsibility and you left it several times.
Then there is need to have a
That
communication
conversation.
about it.
Yeah. So
But
those are the two things I could say. When if you're telling a person, hey, yeah, they go so and so
yeah,
place and go so and so place, I don't think that should be any issue for you're keeping late at night.
yeah.
You're keeping late at
Okay.
night is when you don't tell the person where you're going.
Yeah. How about if the person say it like this? You're going to point A, and from point A you're going to point B, and you don't tell your wife you are moving from point A to B. And by the time you come home, and she's like, "Where you go? Where you go? You don't they run around? Should be you say you they go meet your friend. Where you go? How
We're,
about
we're
that?"
we're circling back to that piece. Uh-huh.
So that means she's not giving you peace of mind, right?
Uh, like I said, I know be expert though.
I know.
This
Don't
this
worry.
this
Don't
thing.
worry. So that when people see this video, they won't come after you.
Yeah, I know be expert though, but
Okay.
there's a way because the woman is obviously upset at that point.
Right.
They're gonna say how they feel. They're gonna come after you that way. And the guy, in your own way, his head go down spark. Why are you talking to me? This is my house.
Yeah.
The whole peace thing is.
Is out of the window.
Yeah, but I think
Okay.
there's certain women that are very skilled at knowing how to present their issue. You know,
Right.
and there are certain men that are very good at adapting to the where you went. People
Yeah.
are different.
Exactly. That's a good one. Okay, as we round up, we're gonna look at the last thing today. It's been a very good conversation with you, Bruce. Um, yeah, we're gonna talk this maybe under 5 minutes or 10
Okay.
minutes. And let me move on to the next topic real quick. All right, gentlemen, you're still on to BTS podcast. My name is Ben Uru, and I have my man right here, Bruce, the one and only Nana Eze. And we've been rubbing minds on some issues that is affecting Africans in United States. We've talked about information hoarding. We've discussed relationship. Now, to round it up tonight, you want something, bro?
No, no, I'm good.
Now, to round it up tonight, we're going to talk about credit card management.
Hey, you don't set to.
Ogbele, right?
Hey,
What I don't pass, Gary.
no be your money be that to.
All right, all right. We're going to talk about credit card management. Now, for those who are living in United States, London, Canada, we all know what we're talking about when we talk of credit card. And for those who don't live in this world where we are, credit card is just like your ATM card, but actually it's a form of loan that the bank gives to you, and there's gonna be some interest on that loan.
Now
So
bank money, oh,
Baba,
spend wisely.
now, for everybody who lives in United States, you need a credit card to build your credit. There is no way you can buy house, you can buy car, or you can do anything tangible. If you're gonna lend money, if you don't have the money you're on your own and you want to borrow that money, you're gonna need credit card because with the credit card comes your credit score, and everything in United States boils down to your credit score. In fact, it be like say
It's some kind of form of ID too, like bank ID. Like that's
yes,
how bank know that you exist.
you are credit
You're
worthy.
credit worthy.
Yeah.
You know, essentially, if you want to do big business or want to lend money
Mm-hmm.
or borrow money, so I rather it's some kind of credit
So,
score.
so now the point we try to make is that credit card can make you successful in United States, and at the same time, credit card can ruin you. So it all boils down to how do you manage your credit card. Everybody at one point or the other, they all have credit card. I have mine. I can tell Bruce we have his. If you don't have credit card, you will have line of credit. There's just gonna be something that you are using in building your credit.
Unless you're a multi-billionaire, that a multi-millionaire could buy your own house cash or buy a
Yes,
car. Yeah,
so
otherwise you
if you
need
be
some kind of credit.
Odogu,
Yeah.
Odogun, or you are a Nigerian politician, the money they flow.
Yes,
Abi,
that's another one.
yeah, that's it. Or God bless you, you are in United States, you have a very good job, you're making six figures, and
Still, you still need like, you're making six figures. You're gonna someone is making six figures will want to buy a big house.
they
Where you
still
get that
gonna
money?
they still gonna need loan, right?
You need money.
Okay. So you see what we're talking about now. Credit card is a very important topic. Our time is fast spent. I'm gonna bring Bruce back, or maybe when I go for boys hangouts in Bruce's house, I will just take the whole
Oh, we
studio.
could just like 5 minutes now.
Okay, I will take the whole studio there and we talk about it. So now, for those who are watching BTS podcast, please subscribe if you are new to our station. BTS podcast is actually a podcast we use in order to educate each other. And we also want to bridge the gap between Africans in diaspora and Africans in the continent of Africa. So if you are new, please like, share the video, and leave a comment. Now, quickly, Bruce, talking about this credit card, can you quickly run through those things that you can enjoy in United States if you have a very good credit score?
Uh, your okay. Number one, it's your interest rate is gonna be low, whatever it is they're trying to borrow.
Yes.
Let's say you want to buy a car on credit, your interest rate is gonna be low.
Yeah.
Buying a house, your interest rate is gonna be low. You could find cheap tickets. You could mostly everything you're doing, it's gonna be low interest. And banks are gonna see you as someone that they can trust. They could give their money, that you're prudent with money. You're not gonna waste your money. So
Yeah.
they let's say you want to start a business, they could give you, depending on your credit score, you could get on total amount of money as a credit line because they've seen you've been financially responsible, and
Yeah.
that's not easy to do in America. Trust me. When they give you credit card and you see credit card at $20,000,
Bruce,
there's a tendency for you to go and start buying the whole world, thinking of your money. I've done that. You've done well, not up to $20,000, but When you see I'm on this credit card, they
Oh
you go
man.
they swipe. I'm like saying, "Your papa get them."
So make I tell you what happened to me when I first come to America. After 1 year, after a year in America, when I've stayed consistently on my job and
Mm-hmm.
everything was fine, this bank started sending credit card letters to my house.
Mm-hmm.
You are pre-approved for for
Start
500. You
500.
are pre-approved for 800. You are doing this way. So
Just they
um
collect them.
my guy, you know how they go now. First 2 years in America, you know, say now Kwangba. So money no they reach. All the work while they do, the money no reach. So I know even they get CV. So now I say, okay, either they send this card come now, make I
They
begin.
swipe them.
Even if not $50, that was the idea initially. Like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, even if not $50, if when I broke, I would just use them.
them.
So I collected about $500 almost at the same time. Then after a while, the credit they started raising
Amount.
the amount.
Mhm.
So I will check and the thing has gone up. Then now, sometimes while I go just go, you know how Nigeria they be now, especially when you
That's
don't
how
date
it starts.
when you don't date US after one
That's
year,
how it
people will begin
starts.
call. So when the call started coming, today, oh, Papa don't enter Conga. Oh, we need to bring Baba come out for Conga. Now, so I go spend my own money. I go send them. Then
Hey,
come take the credit card.
parents.
They survive.
A parent.
My brother.
It's in the pile up.
My brother. When you go reach like 2 years,
you see, say you don't owe like 40,000. Your head go they wonder how I take spend this kind of money. When did I spend this money?
You know the worst part was that now I'm being paid at my regular job,
mm-hmm.
but nothing is left because this credit card company are there.
And it's kind of hard to escape.
Lord
it's kind of hard
of
to
mercy.
escape. Like you said, things come up.
Yep.
You know, to me, I don't know how people that I'm trying. I'm not using too much of credit card. I try not to. Yeah. But things come up all of a sudden. Like, this credit card though.
Make I just use it. I go work and back. When I do overtime like 2-3 weeks.
I'm not saying it's easy. Back. It's not easy. It's just you gotta watch it.
Yeah.
You gotta really, really, really watch. Because I know emergencies come up. You know, somebody might call you, hey, did they do surgery? So and that period now maybe you just paid off all your bills and you did some certain things and there's nothing left. I was like, you go look that credit card, look at don't do me, I don't look credit card, look and put them back, look and put them back.
One time now you say, make I swipe and small.
And there's this
oh man,
it's like a two-way. There's this fulfilling and then regret thing that you feel once you swipe a card.
Yes.
You swipe them, say, okay, this one not settled. Then after a while, you start regret, why did I do this?
And
then all of a sudden, the thing goes away when you want to swipe it again. You know, it's kind of hard to escape. You know, you gotta be very careful. You gotta watch it.
Difficult. Now, just to round up, can you just share some tips on how people can manage their credit card in a way that they're going to have good credit score? That is, if the purpose of having the credit card is to build their credit. So what I know you are not an expert, but from our own experience, our own don't pass expert. I tell people all the time, say, me, I not be expert, but I be life expert.
What they do now, because some credit cards, that's how they get you to. Yeah. They offer you points. If you spend so amount of money, you get points back. And you start spending without even paying a thing off. So what I started doing just recently, if I want to pay, let's say I want to pay for something.
Okay.
I have $60 to spend on that thing. I'll probably use my credit card and pay that $60. Once I reach out, they pay the $60 immediately. I don't even wait till the due date. Okay. Because once you wait till the due date, you have a tendency to forget it.
Yes, and then you have late payment.
So once I'm going to store to buy groceries, I take my credit card. I have points. If I spend so amount of money, you get points. The money where I want you to pay that grocery day, I swipe my credit card. As I reach house, I log in, pay it back immediately. I just started doing it. So I paid back not the next day, that same day. As I go house, if I reach house, that's the number one thing why they do. Because if you leave one day, leave 2 days, they go.
Then it
The
pilots
next day
because
you
of
go swipe another, money go they climb, climb, climb. At least I started doing that. I don't know how. Let me see how long it lasts. I'm not saying I'm an expert,
okay.
so let me see how that works for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've been doing that for like a couple of months now. So I do it, I paid off. Do it, I paid off. Do it. Let me make they pay the one why they pay.
Yeah.
Make I not pile up a new one.
As for me, what I learned, when I was planning that we might probably have to buy a house.
Mhm.
So the first thing I did was to take care of my credit.
Mhm.
So what I did, I went to my bank
Mhm.
and I asked them, when is the date you guys report to the credit bureau?
Mhm.
When do you report? So they gave me the date, and they're like, all their branches everywhere, they report within these 2 days.
Mhm.
I think as at then they gave me fifth and sixth.
Mhm.
So what I now did was, if I use the money like around on the 10th or 15th,
Mhm.
I make sure I pay them all back by 25. Then the financial advisor also told me that one other thing I need to do that is not necessarily paying it back. That's not what boosts your credit. What boosts your credit is you want to maintain 30%. You want to make sure that
Below
you
30%.
below 30% expenses every
Mhm.
month. Initially, I look at that thing like, which kind of nonsense be this now? So you give me money, you give me $10,000 now. You can't dey expect say make I no spend more than 3,000. Man, they spend below 3,000
Ben,
every month.
I've tried that thing. The one why they own now, we'll keep we'll keep they pay everything back now. Yeah.
Anyway, I did that and,
Yeah.
and it kind of works though.
Yeah,
It works.
I'm right
Yeah.
now my user rate is probably below 20% right
Yeah.
now. But because I've owed and I'm paying it off.
Good.
So I don't
Good.
want to keep piling
And,
up the ones I get.
and again, one other thing I learned about credit card management is that um those cards that really hurts you
Mhm.
are the small amount cards.
You think so?
Yes, I'll give you an example. If you have a card for $10,000
Mhm.
and you spend $2,000 there, and
Mhm.
maybe every month you just put back the minimum. Every
Mhm.
month you pay back the minimum.
You're putting back the minimum. Your interest rate is going up. You know that.
Yeah. Now, that's what a lot of people
Well,
do
not
though.
the interest rate. Your interest rate is better. You're paying interest on that.
You are paying more interest on the
Mhm.
$2,000. Now, if you have another card, and let's say that card is $1,000,
Mhm.
maybe the total value of the card is $1,000,
Mhm.
and you spent 900,
Mhm.
800 or 900
Mhm.
from that card,
Mhm.
then when you want to pay back, you only pay the minimum payment. That 1,000 card hurts you more than the 10,000 where you spend 2,000. I learned all that.
Oh, because you're spending close to 90% of that on that credit card.
Exactly.
Okay,
So that card, you might look at it, I know the card is small, my brother, because I
I
remember
get your point.
when
Yeah.
I was going to buy a house, I checked everything, I was good, but still my credit was not going up as expected.
Because you're maxing out most of the smaller
Yes,
credit
and
cards.
guess what? I have all these card and everything that are looking fine. I didn't spend the money there good. But then I
Small
have
ones.
this line of credit of $1,500.
Mm.
I've spent the whole thing. I spent like 1,300 out of it.
Mhm.
And I was just paying like just drop $70 times $80,
And it
150.
wasn't
No
no
effect.
significant change. Yeah.
So when I went to my account officer and be like, "What's going on? I've been keeping everything good on my credit.
Yeah.
This thing is not going up." He now looks at it and says, "Mr. Ben, this is your problem. The credit line. Try to maintain at least below 30%."
Oh,
I'm like,
so yeah, oh, wow, I've learned
"Yeah,
something today. So like 30% on all your credit cards,
all
and
your
then
credit card."
generally together less than 30%. Okay,
Exactly. That's what boosts your credit so fast. So when he told me,
I
what
don't
I
learn
did
today.
was
Wow.
I now made a lump sum pay into my credit line
Mhm.
until I was just owing only $100 balance.
Mhm.
Bruce,
It's in jumped up.
3 months, my credit went to 640 from 580.
Your credit is bad.
I tell you,
It's 640.
I tell you, that was how terrible it was.
For
So,
people that don't know, 640 is a terrible credit.
man, What am I gonna do? Is it not good then? 580.
Then what have you been doing? 640 is a terrible credit.
That was back then. That was then.
And I just, everybody, we should be aiming at least 700 if you get a new.
Okay, Bruce. Maybe when you have bills to pay and money no reach and you get plenty card, you go know as they go.
Ben, you be rich man, don't worry.
So what happened was that when my credit went to 640, so I was so happy because now I saw what was going on. Then I started fixing every other thing, and then it get to 680, and then it was time to buy a house.
You went up to 680,
and everything was so cool. And we achieved all this under 6 months. From the day I went to that bank, and the banker told me this line of credit. Everything. 6 months, the thing was just like jumping. Because
did you share that information, or you were holding the information?
I share it to everybody after I bought.
So why am I hearing this for the first time? And how
because
long
Bruce,
this house?
You didn't tell me you want to manage
supposed
credit.
To tell you.
Yeah, you should have done.
We talked about information hunting. So you went to a bank. They shared all this valuable information to you, and I'll be your paddy. And I'm hearing it for the first time.
Now African team. I'm guilty as charged. African team, man.
You see what thing they talk.
All right. Okay, Bruce Lynn. It's been a wonderful time with you, man.
I had a good time.
Thank you for everything we shared today.
This podcasting, no. I say we'll see, Sha.
It's cool, man. I love it. This is how I pass my time. I just chill, make 1 or 2 recordings, and just move on. Thank you, Bruce, for coming. And if you're watching for the first time, please, if you are watching this from BTS Podcast official YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. We are still looking for more subscribers so we can at least monetize our content. If you're watching from 365 Media, please give us thumbs up and share. Thank you very much. And if you see this on Facebook, please follow our channel on Facebook. If you have any question, drop it below. Anything about credit card, we're going to do the research together. And please give shout out or thumbs up to my bro, Bruce Lee. Fine boy.
We need to bring some of our other friends. We need to have this thing going on in Nigeria now. This politics should be our topic the next time. Maybe we have like all our guys and we just make noise and record ourselves.
Okay, maybe when we're having our next boys hangout.
It might be another good because everyone's trying to have a good time. Maybe one day, maybe on the weekend or something. Everybody would call some people over and then.
So we can talk about Peter Obi, Emilio Con, Articulate, and everybody.
Even Showore said they talked about Showore on Sunday.
Don't bring Showore. I don't want to talk about that dude, man.
Now, so
I'm not discriminating. Maybe when we get to that political calculation, we'll talk about it.
We need to have that discussion. Yeah, so I love the way it is going on in Nigeria now. So
yeah, that's good, Bruce. Thank you for your time. God bless you, my friend. I really appreciate you, Bruce Lee. God bless you. Okay, everybody. My name is Benori. Bye.
Wow, this thing 1 hour. We don't stay here 1 hour. I didn't feel like it was 1 hour.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah.